Alright, what's up guys? This is Dom, and we're here with the ICBA Season 3, Week 6. We're playing Darude. This is going to be a really good game. So let's go over my team really quick. I have a Lumberry Sword Stance Diggersby meant to take on the Rotom. After +2, I straight up OHKO the Rotom, and it has a 31% chance to live a Hydro Pump in full. So that's really good, and it also has the Lumberry, so you know, he can't burn me, and he might actually click a Volt Switch thinking I'm forced out, so that'd be really good. I have a substitute Darkrai with the Dark Z move, physically defensive Vaporeon, bulky special attacking Shaman, hard hitting stealth rocking Thrakion with Stealth Rock, and a Cassib Berry Rotom just in case it is Shift Gear Genesect and I don't lose, because I'm predicting him to have Dual Stab and Shadow Claw, which is all the real coverage he really needs versus my team to hit the Jirachi and the Rotom. So I do have the Ghost Resist Berry and to take it out with a Hidden Power 5. So let's get right into the game. So as you're going to see, he's going to lead off with the Serena, which I was very disappointed in because I was really hoping he would lead off the Rotom, as I lead off with Diggersby. On turn 1, I don't expect him to click the Grass move turn 1, and I expect him to click U-turn. I don't want to give him momentum, so I decide to make an aggressive play, stay in, click Frustration, as he does go into the Rotom, which is what I wanted to bait in, but unfortunately I did take damage, so that my strategy isn't going to work as well. And here, based on this damage, that and I do see the Rocky Helmet too. This Rotom, actually I'm sorry, this Rotom is it's like, you know, it has a lot of physical defense investment, but my Diggersby is not minimum happiness, so Frustration isn't doing as much as it should. So I decided to make another aggressive play and stay in again and click Frustration. So, but unfortunately, since my Diggersby isn't the minimum amount of happiness, because I forgot that trading resets it to 70 happiness, which is very unfortunate. So since I saw it outspeed before, I do decide to click Quick Attack. He goes right into Genesect, which is a very good play, as I do Quick Attack. Yep, and I do a solid amount of damage. Unfortunately, it is a crit, but this crit doesn't really matter that much. I go like straight into my Vaporeon because I'm expecting him to be a physical attacker, and I wanted to see, like, you know, like also scout out instead. Like, you know, Vaporeon can pretty much take on like a lot of Genesect sets, like unless, you know, he's like Z Thunderbolt or something, which would be pretty bad. But look, he does reveal the Fell Stinger, so that would have been really bad if I stayed in and sacked it. So here he switches out and he goes into Serena. I make another early game prediction, and I do click the Ice Beam, predicting him to go into this Serena. So that's a really good prediction that pays off really well. And here I noticed that it is not based on the damage it does. Let's see after the leftovers. I do notice that it does a lot of damage, so it's not bulky. So I'm predicting it to be Scarf. So I want to see what he locks himself into. I do click Protect. To get a little bit of leftovers back and to scout out what he locks himself into. I see he does lock himself into Power Up, so I have a free switch into my Shaman because it's not Power Up's going to do very little to my Shaman. He actually predicting that probably makes an aggressive breed into his Victini, which is a very good play. So here I go into Shaman as he makes a very good play in going into the Victini. Or base 100 are on the field. So right here on this turn, I expected him, because I'm very confident the Serena Scarf, I expected this thing to be a substitute set, because I didn't think he'd bring like 3 Scarfers, because I'm suspecting the Genesect Scarf too. So I do click Earth Power here on his substitute, and that is a good prediction on my end. He is not behind a substitute, which is very good. So here I'm just going to switch out right into my Vaporeon, as he makes another really good double into the Serena. So here I switch out as I go into Vaporeon as he makes another really good double. So as you can see, there's a lot of predictions in this early game, and I'm right back at full. So here I just decide to switch out into my Shaman, thinking he's not going to go for U-turn. He's going to go for a Power Whip again because I clicked Protect last time. So I'm going to go straight into my Shaman as he does make another double. He tries to go into the Rotom, trying to get a Pain Split off to get it to a healthy amount of HP. Here he does switch out the Rotom, as I do click Seed Flare, as he does go into the Genesect. So here I click Seed Flare. It's not gonna do that much damage because the Time Spore resists it, but it is a base 120 stab move, so it does do a little chip. And I expect him to not really have U-turn, but here he does go for the U-turn, and he stayed in versus a base 100 Pokemon that naturally outspeeds him. So I'm thinking this might actually be a choice Scarf Genesect. So, but I do take it with the Tanga Berry, and I do get a nice hidden power fire off on something. He does not get the momentum, which is really good, as he does go into the Serena, which is actually really good for me. And this Serena is really low. Unfortunately, I do not take it out, but I know I could take a U-turn from this range. And I do make a little bit of misplay. I should have clicked Synthesis on this turn because this is my only switch into Serena. But I do decide just to click Hidden Power Fire to see what, even though I knew he was going to click U-turn. It was kind of a dumb play. I probably should have clicked Earth Power here. That would have been probably a better play, but since this was the play, 100%. So I do Hidden Power Fire, and I do take out that Rotom. That's the first kill of the game. Here he goes right back into Genesect here. I go right into my Vaporeon. I'm expecting a U-turn on this turn. So unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about giving him momentum here, because I do need the Shaman. I can't really afford to sack it off, and I need to try to get it to have a health care. He does go for the Fell Stinger, fortunately for me, and doesn't do that much damage. So here I just get a free Skull because the Serena is very low, as he does go into the Mega Net, which I thought was pretty weird because I know I could beat this Mega Net 1v1. I'm hoping for a burn here because he switched the physical attacker into his Skull, but no burn on that. But here I just get a free Wish just to see what he wants to do. Because him burning me isn't really gonna do anything, because I'm a special attacker, and it's not powerful enough to KO Vaporeon. As you can see there, it doesn't do enough damage. Here I just get a Wish off, and I do a Calc, and I know I can live a Shadow Claw from this range. Obviously crit I die, but if that happens, it happens. But I don't get crit, fortunately, and I do click Scald. And since he kept in a physical attacker on my Vaporeon, it gets burned. That's what's gonna happen. You let your Pokemon take too many burns, too many Scalds, it's gonna get burned. Nothing really you can do about it. So here I have the freest of wishes here, as he does withdraw, and I'm thinking he's probably going into the Serena because he's predicting a Wish, because the Wish is pretty obvious on this turn. But he actually ends up going into the Victini, which I was very surprised about. I'm like, I do another Calc, and I'm pretty confident I could take a Volt Strike in this range. So I just click Scald again. So I click Scald, and I see him stay in and click Substitute. I'm like, did he think I wasn't gonna Scald on this turn? Cause being really thinking something's up, I decide to click Wish here because maybe he thinks Bolt Strike kills me from this range. But here he reveals a Skill Swap, which is really good prep on his part. It's I don't remember him having a Water type in his roster, so having Water Absorb was really bad in this scenario. So that's something I should have considered, because I actually have run this set before on Victini. So, but because there's a Wish up, and I know he's clicking Substitute, even if he doesn't click Substitute, this is a really safe play going into Terrakion. And here he just gets another free Substitute. So my only move to break a Substitute, unfortunately, is Stone Edge, and I gotta click it. And of course it misses. And here he does click Zen Headbutt. If this kills me or crits me or something like that, it's gonna be really bad. But fortunately, I do live, and I have another chance to hit a Stone Edge. But this is really bad because I now lose my Terrakion. So I gotta hope he misses a Zen Headbutt to make it even out, So, but the important part is that I did break the Substitute, and I do lose my Terrakion for basically not breaking a Substitute, which is really bad. I don't get Stealth Rocks up this game, which would have helped out a lot in the end game. So, but here I do get a free switch into my Darkrai. Since he's clicking Substitute a lot on me, I decided to click Substitute on him. I know he's going to want to save this Victini because he's been saving a lot of his Pokemon. He's been doing a really good job switching around, so I just decided to take advantage and click Substitute for his aggressive play. Here he does go into Diancie, and I do pack the Hidden Power Steel. and thankfully he does not have a berry, and I do like half, which means this is like a fully specially defensive Diancie too, which is you know, it can't take 2 hidden power steals, so that's good for me. So here he does click Moonblast. I don't want to risk my Darkrai, so right here on this turn I'm going to click hidden power steal. He makes another very good aggressive play. He goes right into his Genesect here on the hidden power steal. He gets a download boost. As here I do hidden power steal. And here I'm thinking for a long time, because I know he has Fell Stinger and he revealed like U-turn as well, so I'm thinking there's a good chance he's Scarfed, because I didn't see him change moves at all. But it wouldn't really make sense for him to be Scarf Fell Stinger. But I don't want to risk it, so I just decide to switch out since I do have a Vaporeon at a very good amount of health. I think it's a full health actually. Yeah, full health Vaporeon, because there's no reason to risk it. So he does click U-turn. Does a nice amount of damage to my Vaporeon. Unfortunately, I don't have leftovers. I'll be getting a lot of health back here. Actually, not a lot of health back, but you know, after the protect and everything too, I'd get a good amount of health back. But so here, I just click protect because I know this thing is Scarfed. As he chooses to not click U-turn and click Power Whip, which is a good play by him, because my switch-ins are very, very limited to Power Whip at this time. So I got to go into Shaman, even though it does get 2 KO by Power Whip. I got to hope either one of them misses, or if I lose my Shaman, like it's okay because I can go into Rotom and just pick it off. But fortunately for me, he does miss the Power Whip, as he does switch out and goes into the Victini on an aggressive play. I click Synthesis. This is a little bit of a misplay. I should have probably clicked Earth Power, because it would have probably guaranteed killed the Serena and prevented the switch into Victini. But now I gotta, since my Vaporeon took some damage, I can't really loot. I need my Vaporeon at a higher health for the Genesect. I'd like to switch in, so I gotta sack off my Shaman, which is actually really bad. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I could have, like, I was afraid of the substitute too, which is why I didn't really want to switch out too. So right here I go into Darkrai. This time I just decided to click the save Dark Pulse, because I know he's not going to want to save this thing because he doesn't want to be caught behind a substitute, and Diancie cannot take a hidden power steal anymore, so that would be really bad for him. And here he goes into his Serena. This is making me think the Genesect isn't Scarf, because he would have went into that, and I know this thing is Scarf too, but I know I can live a U-turn guaranteed from an Adamant Serena, and I do live the Adamant Serena U-turn, so which is really good. And I just click Dark Pulse because I don't want, like, you know, whatever comes in is gonna die, like. So I click Dark Pulse. I get another crit, but this crit doesn't matter at all. Like, I get a couple crits and like they don't matter at all. Here I just pick it off with Hidden Power Steal, and Darkrai gets another kill. Darkrai is putting in a lot of pressure. Since I'm starting to think the Genesect is a bluff Scarf. His only Scarfer is going to, I'm thinking his only Scarfer is Serena, so I do want to keep my Darkrai around, because since I'm very confident he's going for U-turn, I'm going to go right into my Rotom, just to take very, very little damage from this U-turn, as this does very little damage. So if he goes into Genesect, I have to switch out. Actually, and if he goes into Mega Bayonet, as you see here, like, this was a really dumb play by me, because so here, right here, I'm gonna stay in and click Volt Switch. This is a really dumb play because I forget this thing does use Destiny Bond a lot. Like, that was really dumb by me. So as you're gonna, like, because now everything left on my team dies to Scarf Power Whip. So this very terrible, unnecessary play put me in position to lose the game, which is really bad. So this play, like, you know, cost me the game here. So hopefully, like, you know, I just have to hope he misses a Power Whip, and that's the only way I can win. I go into Vaporeon. He makes a little bit of a misplay and goes into his Genesect. He's in range of Scald, so I'm just gonna click Scald, and he can't, you know, OHKO me. If he clicks U-turn and wants to sack off his Serena, I'm totally fine with that. As he does click Iron Head, and I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. Yeah, all you missed was that he died to Scald, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't lagging a lot. So that's really all. Let's go back to see the animation. Yep, he just died to Scald. That's all you missed. And then here he goes into that. I click protect to like maybe see if he like to try and get him to like maybe like have to hit 4 power whips in a row. So he hits the first power whip, and now he gets the second power whip here. So that's the first kill for Serena this game. So now, like, you know, Scarf power whip kills everything. Even though I do have Diggersby with quick attack in the back, he does have the ability Queenly Majesty most likely. So that's gonna negate priority, which makes Serena a very good Scarfer. And he does hit the third power whip because you know one hit the protect before. So hopefully, hopefully he like my only chance to win now is if he misses this power whip. So let's see what happens. And we do miss, and we are gonna pick up this win. So I almost lost this game thanks to a very terrible misplay, and thankfully the 3-game losing streak is now over. So it would have been like 3 or 4 weeks in a row now where I made a terrible play to lose the game late, and I'm very like, you know, like happy and sad. Happy I did win, like, and ended the losing streak, but I'm very, like, you know, sad for my opponent, the Rude, because I really don't like when games end in hacks like this. I would be very salty. I'm sure he's very salty about this game, but it was a very good game, and I hope you guys enjoyed the game too. And leave a like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.